Good morning and welcome to KU. Good morning. I'm joined with Nick. Nick, how was your weekend?
It was great. It was a little toasty. How was yours?
It wasn't too bad. I had a fun bid day party with my sorority, but I also got a chance to go out to the KU game, which was a little too hot for my liking.
Yes, I assume it was. It was a surprise, though.
It was a little bit. I mean, one of my good friends, Keon Stowers, big linebacker, came in for a touchdown, big 300-pound guy, and that was really cool to see.
Oh, I bet.
But I mean, with that heat advisory, it was a little too much for
Absolutely.
me. I was ready to hit the house and cool off, get a nice cup of water, and I know it's supposed to be a little hot for the mid part of this week.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's going to break for another week and a half or so. I think it's going to shut a lot of us in.
Yeah.
We won't be seeing too many people out in the streets until around, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, once it starts cooling down. There are going to be a lot of people cooped up lately.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know I'm ready for fall.
Absolutely.
One of my favorite drinks that's coming out from Starbucks is the pumpkin spice latte.
Pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice anything. Pumpkin
Oh
spice.
my gosh.
Donuts, bagels.
I mean, you see it in Dunkin' Donuts,
Yeah.
Starbucks,
Why can't they have pumpkin spice all the time?
I don't understand.
It shouldn't be a seasonal thing.
But it's like Christmas. It's like when it comes, you're just like,
Elated.
it's pumpkin spice time.
Yeah.
You're ready to go,
I could never get tired of pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice for life.
Pumpkin spice
I
for
would
life.
agree. Well, again, with fall, one thing I'm also looking forward to is more football games and having it get a little bit more chilly and not have it be so unbearably hot.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to, busting out a few more things from my wardrobe. Get some scarves going,
Ooh.
maybe some beanies.
Ooh, Nick.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally love laying my scarves and sweaters, and I'm not a fan of the heat, so sweating.
Do you go with like a knot on your scarf, or are you someone that just kind of throws it on?
I am more of the double layer scarf.
Ooh.
That is my forte. That's what I like to
I
do.
can see that.
Yeah.
I can see
You
that.
throw on a little hat, get ready for class.
Absolutely.
Nick, what are you looking forward to most this weekend coming up?
Oh, this weekend, I'm going to be looking forward to a Saturday off from work. That's going to
Oh.
be lovely. I am not going to leave my apartment.
Wow.
I'll sit in and play with the animals.
Cool.
It's going to be great.
Great. Nick, where do you work?
I work at a hotel, and actually just this weekend had a really nice chat with an adorable couple from Australia. They gave me a nice little kangaroo pin for my lapel.
Wow.
They're the sweetest couple of people on a big tour of the Midwest, and they're just loving it.
Well,
they're
next
loving
week,
Kansas.
you better wear the kangaroo lapel.
We'll see.
I better see that.
We'll see.
Maybe we'll roll out of bed next week. You never know.
Maybe.
Good morning, KU. Always with the surprises.
Always a possibility. Think we have a good show going?
I think we do. I think we've got a lot of topics coming up. We're going to be interviewing some interesting people, some people from KU Info, and have the hottest topics about weather coming up and also what's going on in Syria. So
Both
I know.
very hot topics.
Yeah, and you have a couple opinions about Syria.
Well, I feel like it's something that we have an obligation to do, to take action. Unchecked aggression like that on such a large scale over 2 entire years is just rather unacceptable, and I feel like not taking action would be a bad idea, and we have to be intelligent. We have to be pragmatic about our decision as well, so we don't end up in some kind of long, prolonged struggle like we were in 2003.
And I remember, we both watched Obama's speech a couple of weeks ago, and he kept saying, no boots on the ground. I think us as Americans were a little skeptical about another war. What are your thoughts about that, Nick?
Well, I think that he's been taking his time with the decision, and he's leaving it up to Congress to make the overarching decision. And I think that his decision to wage more of an air campaign and avoid any kind of heavy infantry campaign is a good decision, and I think that will keep us out of any kind of problems. I know John McCain said that if he reneges on his decision and ends up putting American troops in Syria, that McCain will call for impeachment. So we'll see what happens with that. That sounds like it could be quite the issue here developing soon.
Nice. Well, I'm on a lighter topic. we might move on to some pop culture news.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know The Great Gatsby came out this past week on DVD, and we were kind of talking about whether you liked it or not. What was your take on the movie?
I liked the use of like modern hip hop. I'm a real big Jay-Z fan.
Oh, are you?
Oh, absolutely.
I didn't know that,
Yeah,
Nick.
absolutely. And I thought that the overuse of like kind of stylized cinematography kind of detracted a little bit from the performances of the actors. But overall, it was a fun like summer flick. I enjoyed it.
I would agree. They use a little bit too much CGI for my liking, like you said. But
You're
Leo
more into
DiCaprio.
the classic look.
Whew, yeah. But actually, Jay-Z, it's funny you mentioned that. His new album, I love. It
You
gets
liked
me going.
Magna Carta, Holy Grail?
I sure did.
You did?
I sure
Okay.
did. What's your favorite track off the album?
I'd have to say probably my first track, or the first track.
Tom
excuse
Ford?
me. Yes.
Tom
no,
Ford?
no. Just Holy Grail.
Holy Grail.
Yeah.
Oh, the first release track,
Yes.
not #1 on the CD. I see. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Justin Timberlake,
Good.
and I know that's his new album's coming out. But I think we're gonna go ahead and cut to commercial. But coming up next will be Curtis from KU Info. And we're back with Curtis from KU Info. Curtis, it's good to see you.
Nice to see you too, Christine.
Tell us what this semester has in store for KU Info.
It's awfully nice to work at the greatest university in the country, And KU Info is just here to help students and kind of the extended KU community with any KU questions, KU life questions. Beyond that, we're just the security blanket for the student population.
Well, that's a good way to put it. Curtis, what are some interesting questions that you kind of get on a day-to-day basis?
We get about 300 questions a day. We're in several spots on campus and lots of opportunities for folks to ask us questions online. But about 90 to 95% of our questions are things about campus and about how to succeed as a student, really. Add drop deadlines, how do I find my class? I've never been to Foley Hall, what is that? But we do get a couple of fun, more lighthearted questions. Lots of folks were trying to figure out how to make it less hot over the weekend.
Oh
They wanted us to
gosh.
help them with that.
That was a problem.
We weren't able to help with it.
you can't control the weather.
What can you do? But we tried.
Yeah.
We did have one person on Friday ask us how many playing cards stacked one on top of another would it take to get to the top of Frazier Hall. We decided not to ask why. They needed to know that, but maybe there was a really specific reason for it.
Right.
But my thought is if we accept those questions, then you'll come back to us for the really tough ones.
Right.
So 192,816.
Nice. Wow, I had no idea that's a lot of cards.
It
Do you
is
just
a
know that
lot.
off the top of your head? Or?
I knew I was coming today, so I studied up for a little while.
That's good. All right, Curtis, tell us about your locations on campus.
Sure. We want students to be able to walk up and ask their questions. We want them to know that the phone number is there for them, that you can text us your question, you can send us stuff on Facebook and Twitter, etc. But we've got an info desk in the Kansas Union right on the 4th floor. We've got an info desk right as you walk into Anschutz Library. And then we've got a cute little info booth right on Jayhawk Boulevard across from Bailey Hall.
And it's under my impression that, students, this is a job that students can take on campus.
You bet.
So that's pretty exciting.
Well,
Tell us more about that.
we hire right around 24 students. We're open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Okay.
And I like to only have the students maybe do 2-hour shifts in between classes, and it keeps they kind of have to stay at the desk. So I don't want it to be a burden.
Right.
So what that means is we've got about 70 different shifts.
Wow.
And a lot of students, and it's maybe this is a biased opinion, but it's a fun job.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I mean, I can only imagine the calls that you're getting, and
Sure, yeah.
people just love this campus, and people they want to know their way around and navigate. Is there anything that you would encourage to the students or faculty about KU Info?
Certainly, first and foremost, give us a call. Stop by. We want to help you with any questions. So many students come up and say, "Oh, this is kind of a dumb question." Totally wrong.
Right.
I guarantee you. Well, no, I shouldn't guarantee. Any question you have, it's going to be a stronger question than some that we've gotten in the past.
Cool.
But if you're a first-year student, why should we expect that you know where all these locations are? Why should we expect you to know how to properly tear the paper for confetti at Allen Fieldhouse? There are traditions, right? So I want people to ask us. We'll help you out.
And I'm curious, how do you guys know so much? How do you guys have all your resources? Where do those come from?
I could tell you. No, we have very secret resources.
Interesting.
That's not true. KU Info's been around for about 40 years.
Okay.
And believe it or not, that was before internet, before cell phones, and students that didn't know how long to leave an egg in the water to boil it didn't really have some of the resources that we have today. Mm-hmm. So it at the beginning was a 24/7 service. It was, you know, you could ask us questions in the middle of the night that you had. Sometimes those weren't very straightforward questions. But regardless, now we're only open till 9 p.m.
Okay.
But I still want to be there for the student population. So what we do is have a database on our website with about 2,000 questions. Anytime we get one that we don't already know the answer to, mm-hmm. and we have to do a little research, we put it in the database, and now it's there for anyone.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for joining us today,
Absolutely.
Curtis. We're going to cut again to commercial, and we'll have Ellie back with the news.
Hi, and welcome back to Good Morning KU. The crisis in Syria is pushing President Obama towards a pivotal point in both his authority and his popularity. As the president presses his case for a strike on Syria, a new national survey shows that a strong tide of public opinion doesn't want the United States to get involved. The CNN ORC International poll released on Monday shows that even though 8 in 10 Americans believe that Bashar al-Assad's regime gassed its own people, a strong majority doesn't want Congress to pass a resolution authorizing a military strike against it. The Senate will be returning from its summer recess today, and President Obama will make his case to the American people tomorrow night in a national address. And with the weather now, the September heat wave continues to beat down here on the Lawrence area, with temperatures expected to reach triple digits yet again today. Weather this hot is unusual this late in the year, and the hottest day for the year in Kansas City has fallen in September only 8 times, according to the Facebook page from the National Weather Service in Pleasant Hill. These unseasonably hot conditions are expected to continue through Wednesday afternoon. And the art world got a shock when a long-lost Vincent van Gogh painting was discovered in a Norwegian attic. According to the Van Gogh Museum, it is the first full-size canvas by the Dutch master discovered since 1928. Sunset at Montmajour depicts trees, brushes, and the sky, painted with Van Gogh's familiar thick brushstrokes. Authorities say it can be dated to the exact day it was painted because Vincent described it in a letter to his brother Theo and said that he had painted it the previous day, July 4th, 1888. Museum experts said that the painting was authenticated by letters, style, and the physical materials that were used. As the painting was unveiled, museum director Axel Ruger described the discovery as a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And now on to sports. Saturday marked the beginning of the football season for the University of Kansas, and the Jayhawks came away with a 31-14 win over South Dakota. The announced attendance was over 41,000 as students and fans braved that 100-plus degree heat. The first weekend of the NFL season is also underway, and the Kansas City Chiefs opened their 2013 campaign with a 28-2 victory over Jacksonville. Well, that wraps it up for today. So from all of us here at Good Morning KU, have a great Monday.